Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to Oracle of Delphi, Lady D. This is a very, very special show this evening because I have three of my favorite people. I got two of my brothers from another mother and my sister from another mister. So we have Joe and Scott from TRUTHSTREAM and Manifesting Maren. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Good to be here. Miss you.
Oh, I love you all. Scott, you look like you just came up on your horse.
I know. Yeehaw!
Horse is down there. Yeah.
I like the fire. That's a nice touch.
Yes.
Nice. Well, it's a survival touch too. It's pretty chilly up here.
Is it? And you're in Arizona. It's cold in Arizona, huh?
Nah, not in Phoenix, but I'm in Prescott right now, so I'm up in.
Okay.
He's up in the hills.
And Joe, you're joining us. You're usually in Washington State, but you're in Cali right now on a retreat. Are you not?
Yes. Yeah. My mom is we're all at a healing center for her diabetes. And yeah, it's outside Sacramento. And been here for 2 weeks and extended it because, balancing diet and, she went to the gym by herself for the first time. I don't even know how long. I mean, the gym's not, she can walk to it, but just the fact that she's motivated on her own. So it's just dealing with diet, rest, working out, insulin. It's very, very touchy, especially when you're, she's been off for like 15 months. So it's a lot to cram into a very short time period, really.
Yeah. But she's doing better. That's good.
She's doing better. Yeah, absolutely.
That's wonderful. And Maren, you're back in your old apartment. You got it's all refurbished and redone because you were misplaced during that awful hurricane.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of an upgrade. So it was a blessing in disguise, but I still haven't really found a good spot to film yet. So bear with my boring background. I don't have the nice fire aesthetics, but it feels great to be back on the beach, though.
Recently, awesome. You, your boyfriend, and your cat, or not so recently, but fairly recently, were inside the refrigerator using it as a raft, right? In the living room.
We were, yes.
That's
good fun times, We're ready to set sail down the street.
How's the cat doing?
He's doing good. He's sleeping in the bedroom right now.
Nice. Well, he went through a lot.
He did.
They don't like
it's his birthday today, actually.
Hey, happy birthday. What's his name?
Tuna.
Tuna.
Yeah. That's all he will eat, so that's his name.
That's great. Yeah. Tuna.
Well, we had Joe's birthday. Yesterday was Joe's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday,
Joe.
Yeah. Thanks. For real quick, I figure you're talking about your cat, not your boyfriend's name's Tuna, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not dating a furry.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. If that's your thing,
well, actually, I think there is.
Yeah, there might be one or two things wrong with that. Yeah.
There is.
That's the Seinfeld. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right. If you're gay, we don't care, but dating furries, that's where you cross the line.
Yeah. Just so the folks know, I hope you guys are prepared to enjoy tonight with some laughter, because that's what we all four want to make sure we bring to the table.
Yes. It's been it's been a very intense couple of years. It's been a very intense couple of months, especially since I would say Thanksgiving of last year, we had a major timeline shift, and it seems like there's more timeline shifts and more shifts and more timeline shifts. So we do have sort of a semi topic. We're going to talk basically about what we think, what we've been going through energetically, emotionally, and psychically. Also about this month, specifically February 2026 is a huge month on all levels. I mean, people were talking about it. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, spoke about it many, many years ago. Also, who's the other one? Nostradamus spoke about it. Almost every astrologer known to mankind has spoken about this. Prophets, it doesn't matter if you're woo-woo, if you're an astrologer, astronomer, or if you're a Bible thumper and a prophet. Everyone is talking about February 2026. It's huge. There's a lot of astrological alignment. So I'm going to share my screen and just give us a little snippet of what we can predict and what's going to happen this month. And then I'd like to pretty much go around and talk about Joe and Scott always have like the creme de la creme. They have the people that are in the know, people that are in the know. So I wanted to get their take because I like to watch most of their shows, but I can't catch all of them, obviously. So I wanted Joe and Scott to speak. And also Maren has a lot to talk about, specifically too, about the Epstein files, because the Epstein files have come out and so many people are getting a big truth pill. And a lot of us are getting apologies because a lot of people have told us that we're fucking crazy, that we're conspiracy theorists, that we should wear tinfoil hats, when we've been telling people that the world is run by an elite group of Satanist, pedophile, cannibalistic, rapists, child pedophiles, and torturers. And they didn't want to believe us. And
hey, Delphine, why are we talking about this? Have you seen the Dow? It's like, it's so up. I mean,
Exactly. That's
it's a Pam Bondi joke.
yeah.
Like, what is wrong with this woman?
You gonna make people mad with that one?
oh, I know. The Dow is more
I'm still
important.
mad.
Exactly. Well, Pam Bondi, we know that Pam Bondi is not on our team. I don't know why he chose her. The only thing I can think of with Pam Bondi is that he's doing the art of war where you keep your enemies, your friends close and your enemies closer. But Pam Bondi, I've never trusted her. She's always been sus to me. And I think she sucks. I mean, she's the reason why we haven't seen any fucking arrests, but that could be just me.
Yeah, this is all 5D chess, or it's not, and
I know.
Sometimes I worry it's not, but I have faith.
I have faith. All right, let me read this about February, and then we can go around and talk about whatever. It's an open forum. Okay,
Please. So
February 2026 is considered by many specialists to be the month of the Great Reset. Due to an astronomical and astrological convergence unprecedented in centuries. So this is a huge month. The combination of these events in a single month creates a climate of extreme transformation. So they're calling this month a portal. Okay, February is a portal. February 13th in particular, Saturn enters Aries, which is Miss Maren's sign. She's a spicy meatball like I am, even though I'm a Pisces. All right, February 17th, beginning of the year of the fire horse and the annular cellular eclipse ring of fire. The first time this occurred around 1200 in ancient Chinese writings. It was known as the Golden Ring, one ring to rule them all. February 20th of this month, exact conjunction of Saturn and Neptune at 0 degrees Aries. So it says February 28th is the alignment of 6 planets. So a secret meeting of global elites, also known as the Cabal, in Antarctica. We will know from public tweets that Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, and Christine Lagarde, president of the European Central Bank, attended a secret meeting in Antarctica. 2 other participants were Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz, president and chief tech officer, respectively, of Ripple Labs. Okay. In this February 2026 eclipse is the sibling of the 2021 eclipse, closing a 5-year period of unique solar phenomena in the most isolated corner of the planet. This circle is completion, annunciation. And then it says XRP ends in 2 digits in January, but the big reset that informants are talking about is February, which takes it to 3 digits. It says what we have waited so many years for, that this month is the big reset. All right. And this is what they're saying. All right. Now, as I said before, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. As I said before, this month is huge. It's not just huge because it was Joe's birthday, Tuna's birthday, and my birthday in 10 days, even though that's big enough. But so much is happening. So I know that I've gone on many, many different timeline jumps and timeline shifts since Thanksgiving of last year. So I wanted to go around and talk to you all about what have you experienced since I will say since last year. Did you also experience, Joe, since you're next to me, have you experienced timeline jumps and maybe time, like breaks in time that don't make sense? What have you been going through spiritually, metaphysically since last year and in particular this month, Joe?
That's a big question. I didn't even know. Scott doesn't even know what I'm going to say right now.
Ooh.
So I came down to this retreat, this healing center, and I'm going to be perfectly transparent about it. I didn't ask any questions because, you know, if I knew too much, if I knew it was going to be plant-based, if I knew it was going to be eating 2 times a day, you know, that alone, my mom could have basically said, well, you know, I got to eat meat. There, you know, there's protein, etc. And I've heard from a few different friends of mine that the carnivore diet would be a really good way to go. And this is quite the opposite. In fact, the place that we're at, it's called New Start. It's a Seventh-day Adventist. And honestly, I didn't even know what that meant. I'd never looked into Seventh-day Adventist. I'm a recovering Catholic. There's just so much manipulation from that. And I have no intentions of joining any kind of church, but the pastor that we've met, we're definitely going to interview him on TruthStream at some point. He's been through so many either near-death experiences or the family. I mean, he's got his brothers that were involved in taking and dealing drugs. They're now ministers. So it's really been a miraculous thing to watch. And it's really based on, his name's Pastor Jean. But so anyway, I'm actually going to get baptized next Wednesday because I'm so moved by it. And, you know, and by doing TruthStream, I already feel like I gave my life up to Christ just to even do this, to feel protected. So anyway, I've been going through massive spiritual awakening over the last couple of weeks. There's literally been Bible study as part of this. Like I said, I had no idea what we were doing. So, but as far as shifts and manifesting, speaking of manifesting with Maren on here, there's something I manifested a couple weeks ago, which surprised me. I'll keep that personal for right now. But it was a really good thing. And then lately, it's just been the timeline jumps just from watching these files come out, just to see that there's people really truly waking up, and there's these apology videos to all of us for putting our necks out there. Because first of all, folks, none of us, I'm speaking for all four, none of us want this to be true. This is horrible to learn this stuff.
Right.
But if we don't look at it, we don't focus on it, we don't share it, it'll never go away. Only by everyone realizing the world is run by a bunch of satanic pedophile cannibals, which is weird to say, but true, that we're going to shine so much light on it and hold people accountable that we can eviscerate it. Does that mean evil is going to go away? I don't think so. But if everybody knows evil's real, which I was guilty of, I just believed it was folklore up until Scott and I were doing TruthStream, really. So hopefully that answers the question. But yeah, we have to shine light on this so everyone knows what these pieces of crap have been doing to our children.
Yeah. Maren, how about you? Have you, the last couple of months, been on like timeline jumps? Have you noticed like discrepancies in time, like time is missing time, missing hours, or time speeding up? What's your take? What's your metaphysical take on the last couple of months?
Yeah, I mean, well, January always is like 10 years long for sure. But February, it feels like we were just like picked up and plopped into a new dimension. And you know, I haven't felt this energy in a really, really long time. It's almost something brand new. It feels completely different. And I have a YouTube video from like 2019 talking about this year, because I just always intuitively felt like it was going to be a big year, like collectively. And I didn't really know why, but now I understand,
Oh,
why,
wow.
because this is the Great Awakening. But it's crazy. I feel like, I am every single fire sign. I'm a Leo rising and a Sagittarius moon. So this fire horse year, I can feel it in my bones. And I just feel like I'm so ready. Like, this is our time right now, because people that woke up first, we kind of already took a huge blow, of energies, because this is a lot of dark shit, to be honest. So, we have to really be the light right now, because people are losing faith and they are terrified and they don't know what the hell's going on. And so that's what I think is the most important thing, is just being the light in this dark chaos right now.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Scott, how about you there, partner, sexy cowboy?
I'll tell you,
I'll second. I mean, go ahead, Scott.
I don't know how to respond to this exactly. I mean, I've been living out of a suitcase all year.
That's a good thing, actually.
Yeah, no, it has been. It has been. I'm a little. I'm finding it very entertaining to watch the Epstein boomerang finally come around for what feels like the third or fourth time. There's a lot of awakening happening with folks that I thought maybe wouldn't ever come around. It's less important to me, I think, than it's ever been in a lot of ways. I definitely feel. I don't know. It's dimensionally different for sure. So much of this is. I don't want to say new territory, because it feels like old territory. This feels like a homecoming in a certain way.
Right.
But in terms of the paradigm I'm used to and the paradigm I'm in, I'd say vastly different and a big improvement. It doesn't take much for me to feel really comfortable in it all. It's it's a great energy. It's disruptive. I'm on the edge of my seat for a lot of it, but I don't know. I'm finding myself with a certain amount of ambivalence as well. And I think a lot of us that have followed this for so many years so closely are kind of like watching the same movie that we're not only have we seen it before, but we helped write it. So it requires a certain amount of patience, a certain amount of distraction, and I think it's a different calling for us, because we have to kind of go within even deeper right now and make sense of it all from the standpoint of moving. So time is a good example. Like, time has never really been a linear experience for me all that much. But for you guys, have you noticed it's not linear anymore?
Yep.
Are you feeling that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I find that really, really comforting, because as Joe can attest, I've always kind of had a great disregard for linear time. Didn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, I feel like sometimes you rise to meet the moment, and right now I kind of feel like the moment is rising to meet me, and I couldn't be happier about it. If that makes sense.
Well said. No, it really does.
Yeah.
I feel nothing but positivity for all this. I mean, yeah, I get pissed off about things like Pam Bondi and Israel and that demon Erica Kirk and some of this other crap that I'm seeing. It's but then I realize it's all kind of necessary and polarizing, and you can just sit back and enjoy the show, I guess they say.
Yeah.
Sort of where we find ourselves. I mean, that Super Bowl thing, how ridiculous was that?
Psyops will continue until morale improves.
Thank you for that. That's the perfect comment. Yes. So, no, I'm loving it.
I'm loving it too. I feel that, I had to take a few weeks off, because I just feel like, for me, it was like I got the spiritual attacks since last year have been big. But I feel that the reason why I'm getting attacked is because I'm so close to where I need to be. And obviously, if you don't have anything, they're not going to attack you. So I've literally had to take a lot of time off the last few months. But in the last couple of weeks, I've noticed that. And with my clients is that it's like we're dying to our old selves. And I noticed that last year was a lot of change. And I'm noticing that God in the universe is taking away people that no longer serve us, plucking us out of environments, marriages, relationships, friendships, situations that no longer serves us. And what I'm noticing is that, and have you noticed that there's almost like an apathy, like you don't care like you did anymore.
Yeah.
You noticing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's not that you don't care about people, and it's not that you don't care about what's happening. I just feel that we understand that it's almost like when you give 2 weeks notice to a job, right? You're in a, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really good way to put it.
Right. It's like you go in, it's like you're like, I'm the fuck out of here. I'm gonna go in. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in. I'm not gonna give a shit. I'm out of here. So I'm just gonna do the bare minimum. If people say anything, I don't give a fuck. Say what you want. I don't care. I'm out of here. So that's what I think what's happening to us. We know that we're on the train to Ascensionville. The bifurcation of the timelines has happened. And I also, there's personal ascension and personal timeline. So I think what's happening is that we're disassociating from our old lives, because everyone I talk to, my clients, my friends, everyone's saying like, I can't be around people. I can't do small talk. I just don't have anything in common with normal people or my family or my friends. It's like I'm disenchanted with everything. Nothing excites me anymore. The things that used to give me pleasure used to excite me anymore. So I just feel like I said, we've given 2 weeks to our old life, and we're ready to start our new jobs and our new lives. And it's bittersweet, because there are people in situations that we do have to say goodbye to. And it's not easy for a lot of people. There are a lot of people that, they want to take their husbands, their kids, and their families. And the bottom line is that you can't. It's between them and God. You're not responsible. I mean, unless you have a small child, you're not responsible for everyone else. Everyone's responsible for themselves and has to do their own work. Anyone want to comment on what I just said?
No, I think you hit it nail on the head. I mean, that's kind of exactly what I was getting at. It's not an ambivalence. I mean, I care deeply. I care differently. It's sort of like, we know how this is going. It's like we're coasting downhill. The top's down, the wind's in our hair. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's going to get bumpy. We're just going to see some scary shit along the way. But I don't know. We're in our own terrain. I feel like I'm, almost kind of waiting for the other side of this. This almost feels like a waiting period. But,
yeah, like purgatory.
Yeah.
And also,
it's very uncomfortable.
I think we're hardwired to be the calm and the chaos right now.
Yeah.
And
right.
it's crazy that you said disassociating, because I literally said that to one of my friends earlier. I was talking to them about just this, like, which I know we're in like Venus and Pisces right now, which is very spacey like that. But I was on a beach walk earlier today, and I just felt like I was watching myself like from above. Like I just felt like I was like dissociating. Like I'm like, is this even real right now? Like it just felt very weird. Like time just felt very wonky, and exactly like you said, dissociating. It's just like this feeling of, like you said too, like waiting. Like we're already at the finish line, but our physical reality isn't there yet.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like we're still going through the motions, and we're still our human selves, but we've already, I think energetically, we've already upgraded, and we're already on a different timeline. And it's like our bodies have to kind of follow suit. But yeah, I've noticed with time, like time is fucked right now. It's like I'll do something and it'll seem like it's like an hour.
Right.
And it will seem, but it was like 2 minutes, or actually it will seem like I'll be working on something and it will feel like it will only be like 15 minutes. And then I realize I've been doing it for 3 hours,
Yeah.
you know?
It's-
And I feel like I can't get enough. Like it takes me all day to do one thing. Like my prior life, I used to do so much, right? We used to do so much. And now it's like I do 2 things and I'm
Scott
exhausted.
says
And it took
he
3
said this
hours.
all the time. Yeah, Scott and I had these conversations for
It's
over the
not
last
just me.
year.
Okay.
No, yeah, I don't know how people with kids do anything because I don't have kids. I don't have kids, and I feel like I run out of time in the day. And it's like there's just days are definitely shorter than they used to be.
Right.
Mhm.
I hope
Absolutely.
the camera doesn't follow Scott to the bathroom. God, it just. I wanted to say, have you ever like had an accident either occurred next to you or something, like you're on the freeway and you just passed it and you know it went on, you know what happened, but you just kind of skated by it and you're not involved in it, but you know that all these people are going to be caught up for hours and the police and all that kind of. That's kind of what it's felt like lately. Like it's not like it's not my circus, not my monkeys, but we've went through all this. And now, as Scott and I have talked about on the show, these folks aren't just getting a red pill, they're getting a red suppository.
Yeah.
Right?
And I said that the humanity is going to dive headfirst into a dark night of the soul. Well, they already are right now, but it's
yeah, we have had years to process this. And I guess that's the beauty of that we've went through that and we've been able to, whatever inspired us to come out and talk about this publicly. I mean, and I think we all know what it is. And I'd like to hear your ladies' take on this. But for Scott and I, it was the children. If, because there's a deeper part. It's not just for children. It's also for the future of humanity and our future selves. Should we be either reincarnated or what have you? I think I've shared this on your show, but I went and got a reading done nearly 5 years ago down in near Shasta. And basically the reason I'm really drawn to the art that I'm drawn to, it's kind of this marriage between dark and light, I suppose. It's optimism, yet able to look at the darkness. Is that I got this reading and, these women were basically saying there was a word that described me and it was forlorn. And I wasn't exactly sure. And they said my heart wall was really, really thick. And then they said it was 5 lifetimes ago that I was under England or somewhere in that area. And I died when I was 8 years old. And I think when I heard that, I realized real quickly, that's why I didn't really question the human trafficking thing, because I think it resonated so deeply with what had been through that it made the world make sense finally as to what the hell was going on. And so, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I will. It totally does. I do past life readings, and I will tell you that most of us that are awake or in the truther movement or the spiritual movement, most of us have had past lives where we were those children and we were trafficked. And that's why we reincarnated and wanted to end it here and now.
yes, I that resonates to my soul, and I've had dreams about it too. It's it's horrific stuff.
It is horrific stuff. And it's wonderful that it's coming out now. And let's talk a little bit about that. Now, the Epstein files, it's been a debacle since they came out. I mean, last year with Pam Bondi with the 3-ring binders, I mean, it was not a good look. Listen, I love Trump. I love the White Hat Alliance. I don't want to sound like an ingrate. I know that, stopping thousands of years of evil and getting rid of demonic entities and reptoids and all kinds of cryptids that we don't even know exist is not an easy thing. Ridding the world of evil is not easy. However, we've gone through so much shit, and this is not just in this lifetime. This is not our first rodeos. All of us here, people that are watching shows like your channel, Joe and Scott, your channel, Manifesting Maren, all of our channels, we're on the front lines. This isn't our first rodeo. And, you know, we had to go through the finding out of what was real. Now, I'll speak for myself. I always knew that the world was evil, but none of us, I don't think any of us were prepared or knew the amount of evil. None of us knew that we were living in like the worst horror sci-fi movie, but it's real. All right. I think like reality is worse than any fucking movie I've ever seen.
Exactly. Right? Like Freddy Krueger has nothing on this.
No.
Exactly. I mean, the stuff, and I mean, I still hear stuff, and like I'm not going to read the Epstein files because I know it's going to be disturbing. I just what's been revealed online. But I mean, we were traumatized when we heard this. So it's very hard for us. I mean, we have empathy and sympathy for these people, but the bottom line is that we've known this for 5 years, and there was no one holding our fucking hands, nobody coddling and cradling us. It's okay. Yeah. And meanwhile, these people have called us names. They've called us crazy, a conspiracy theorist. We should wear tinfoil hats. And I know we have to be the better people. And the reason why we're on the front line and the reason why that we woke up first is because we have to be there for people. But let's face it, it's almost like these people are going to have to go through a little bit of trauma and go through what we went through, because what's good for the goose is good for the gander, you know? And some of these people, I think, deserve to be like in the fetal position, sucking their thumb in the corner, because they were fucking assholes to a lot of people.
Well, and we can't bypass it. Like, do you know how many, you know, I learned that evil shit in 2012. Do you know how many times I have died and been reborn since then? People have to go through that because it changes who you are. Because most people's lives are so intertwined with the lies that once you pull that thread, it undoes your whole life. And that's why so many people won't even look at the thread, because they know that deep down. So they would rather just not do that and pull that thread. But it's like, it's the only way out is through. You can't bypass it, because it makes you, it really forces you to learn who you are and look at your own shadows in your own self. And how, you know, how did this affect me? What shadows do I have now because of this reality that we've been programmed since birth into? You know, you have to undo all of that stuff.
Right.
Exactly.
It's like a big game of Jenga. I mean, they're delaying that piece, but once that piece comes out, it's going to be a much
exactly.
It's just going to. You know.
Don't you guys wonder? Like, don't you kind of wonder? Like, I'm wondering what. Like right now, it's much easier to see even now than it was before. What's fake and what's not, and I'm just wondering what is going to dissolve, what is going to disappear. You know, is it the NPCs? Is it the what part of this fabric is illusory? What part of the and what is going to reside in its place? Because lately I've been seeing orbs, and you know, I've had like all these strange bodies connecting with me, and I mean, like light bodies and different things. That's becoming more of my world than anything that previously defined the world, and this is looking more and more fake all the time. I mean, not all of it, just parts of it, but I don't know. I'm really puzzled by that. What is this going to look like in 10 days, 30 days, 90 days? You know, I mean, and does that even, you know, does that even matter? What's the difference between 10 days and 90 days when you get right down to it? It's a really strange, wonderful time to be alive.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to get really frustrated with the parts that aren't moving.
Yep. It's very hard to have patience. Yeah, Scott, absolutely. Yeah. You know, well, the way I see it, for me personally, I feel like a couple of weeks ago, I went to 5D and I haven't gone back. I mean, I still have ups and downs, but the way you said it, I feel like I'm very disassociated. Like I feel like I'm seeing other people, but they're on a different plane. And this is the thing too. It's like people think that when there's the bifurcation of the timelines, there is going to come a time when we're not going to be able to see each other. But right now, somebody can be in the third dimension or fourth dimension, and you can be in the fifth dimension, and you can see them, and they can be right near you. It's not like the dimension is a frequency. It's not like all of a sudden, zoop, we're going to be zoomed to the 5th dimension.
Right.
It's a frequency. It's a frequency. So that means that Maren and I can be in the 5th dimension. We could walk down the street and not be touched by anyone because we're vibrating high. But other people, like you said, Joe, the traffic accident, like you're driving by, you see it, you're concerned and you pray for those people, but it's not touching you because they're in another dimension.
It's like there's somebody operating like the soundboard, and they're turning up the volume on certain things, and they're turning. Well, my camera's doing weird shit. You know, I'm not doing that, guys. I don't know. It is. It's steering our perception, or our perception is steering our reality. One of the two. I think probably a combination of the both. But
yes,
it's pretty profound to experience it.
Yes.
And it's either you're really, really elated and you're in a great mood, or you're very, very frustrated. And there doesn't seem to be much in between.
Yes.
Nope. 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah. And now we've got all these people waking up to shit that we've known for a decade. And we're like, yeah, there's nothing satisfying or gratifying about it. It's just like.
I was like, almost hoping I was batshit crazy, but no, it's real.
Yeah. Vampire pedophiles.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. It's when I went over to my parents' house right after the Epstein files, the recent ones that came out, and they looked at me and they said, well, you were right about the pedophilia and the child sacrifice and the adrenochrome and all that. I'm like, yeah, I told you. But even when they said you were right, it doesn't, like you said, you would think that you would feel satisfied, but there's nothing satisfying about it. It sucks that that's the reality. It's good to be vindicated, but the bottom line is that we've gotten to the point now, we've been called so many names that we don't even give a shit what people think about us anymore.
No, there's no joy in the I told you so at all.
Right.
I
None.
haven't issued a single I told you so. I just sort of nod like, yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
And this is only the beginning. That was nothing compared to what's coming next. So.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, Maren, what is coming next?
Well, I mean, those were the redacted files, were they not?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean just with regard to the Epstein boomerang? Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to be releasing stuff that's, not that. And I mean, this is just the beginning. This is the tip of the iceberg. I mean, there's a million Epstein islands. That's the thing, humanity also needs to understand that they have islands everywhere. I mean, the whole underground tunnel system that leads to Disney, all of that, like that all still has to come out. And, that it's all going to lead to another. But the people that get so impatient, and I do too, trust me, I'm impatient. Patience is not my virtue. But I do understand, and I freak out behind closed doors, like I get mad, but I understand why it has to be this way, because most people don't have the capacity to understand the level of darkness we're dealing with. And so if it's not dripped out slowly and then it's pushed out, and then people are given time to integrate it, and then something's pushed out, and then they give people time to integrate it. If it wasn't that way, we would see like mass psychosis, we would see mass suicides. And I know like people don't think that would happen, but it would. Like, think of your little old aunt or grandma or somebody who has no idea any of this is going on, and she just like comes across frazzle drip. You don't think that's going to make her like go insane? It will. You know what I mean? So things have to go this way. I know we're all tired and impatient, but I also, like, my higher self is like, calm down. It has to be this way. So.
What does saving Israel for last look like right now?
Well, I think pretty much the last 3 to 6 months, the truth has come out about Israel, and everyone knows that Israel is basically okay. We'll say they're good and bad. We have the Khazarian mafia, the fake Jews, not the good Jews, the fake Jews that have been running the world. They run half of our Congress. They run everything. So I think what's going to happen is that the Epstein files is going to eventually lead to Israel. And that's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. I've been getting since last year. I got intuitively in my card reading and as downloads exactly burning the bull.
Veil.
I
Burning
love
bull.
that.
This
I
is
love that
happening in
video from
Iran
you.
right now. I mean, how
Yep.
cool is that?
Yep.
Oh, the other countries are rising everywhere. And of course, the media here is silent, just talking
yeah.
about the one story.
Well, Joe and I
Right.
have spent a lot of time in a number of other countries, and let me tell you, if you leave the United States, everybody hates Israel. I mean, it's palpable. It's everywhere you go. It's unreal.
Right. And you know, I'm fully convinced that the Khazarian mafia in Israel, the fake Jews, and the let's say Hamas and you know the terrorists, I feel that they're in cahoots together, and it's like a fake war but real, because I feel like they're in cahoots together. Because let's face it, Hamas and the bad brotherhood, the Muslim Brotherhood, they're just as bad as the Khazarian mafia. I believe that the bad Jews and the bad Muslims have been doing this fake war for hundreds of years. It's all about land and getting power, and they kill each other's people and kill their own because they don't give a shit. I think that they're on the same team. I think evil is on the same team. If you think about it, what better way to take over is to have a fake war? That's what I think.
Created ISIS. I mean, now we have the unredacted files.
Right.
Yep.
The United States and Israel paid for ISIS. We also paid for Hamas.
Yep.
All of these are boogeymen that we paid for. This was a way to sell our own extortion. I mean,
Oh yeah, every war is staged. Yep.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
But I
And
think
with
it's becoming abundantly clear now to, you know, our countrymen and you know, it's becoming less and less about borders and more about humanity, you know, because let's face it, there's a large percentage of us that are not human. That's starting to become pretty clear, whether I mean figuratively or literally, but let's stick with figuratively for right now. I mean, you got these monsters associated with Epstein, and there's plenty of them. That list just gets longer. You know, it's hard to call that human.
Yeah.
And you know, I think there's a unity piece in all of this. I really do. And I think that a lot of the stuff that divides us, I mean, you know, Democrat, Republican, come on, that's such bullshit at this point. I think most people are waking up to that.
Yeah.
You know,
Finally.
it's humanity versus non-humanity. You know, I mean, we're really getting into the crux of that.
Right.
It feels good. I think ultimately it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a rough ride. It's going to be a crazy roller coaster, I think, for a minute. But, you know, no one ever said it was going to be smooth. It won't be boring.
No, it won't.
No, I'm here for it. This is what we signed up for. We waited. I feel like we've been battling these same demons since Atlantis, and like we're finally gonna see them be taken down. We have a front row seat, and it's amazing, and it's crazy that half of the world doesn't even know what's going on.
You know, Maren, it's the same folks. You know, you had the Belial group that took down Atlantis, and now you have the Baal followers, the Baal worshipers, the Saturn worshipers, you know, and every derivative therein, you know, wreaking havoc in our lives, keeping us, you know, all these technologies. Isn't it interesting that we just had all these cures for cancer come out with the Epstein file? I mean, who would have
I have
thought,
a video
right?
on that. Yep, I have an X post on that about
Zero
all
point
of a
energy on
sudden.
heels. I'm telling
Yep.
you. Yeah.
It's not just it's not just the Epstein files. Oh, I have a video on that you brought that up. It's also because Trump got out of the UN and got out of the World Health Organization, the WHO.
Yeah.
Notice as soon as we got out of the UN and got out of WHO, all of a sudden, all of these nations came out and they all have cures for cancer.
It's getting cold.
Is it a bit nipply there? Is it a bit nipply over there?
High desert.
I can't even see you. I just see the fire.
Really?
I just see fire.
You're kind of dark there.
Turned up a light.
A little bit dark.
Find the video.
You're very incognito.
So with the Epstein files, what I think is going to happen, and what I've been getting, and no, people have said, like, why are they doing it? There's more to it than doing drips and coming, doing drips and having it come out in sections, because people wouldn't be able to deal with it because it's so egregious, it's so depraved, it's so beyond evil. But also I'm getting to is that if they released everything, and this is why the timing has to be perfect. The reason why Trump did it this way is that almost all of our Congress, and I'm glad you said it, it's not Democrat versus Republican. We all know that the Republicans are probably there's more better ones, but there's evil on both sides. They're two heads of the same evil coin, two sides of the same evil coin. But if they released everything now, all of our government, all of Congress, as well as the leaders of all the governments around the world, they would be rounded up and taken out. All right, because the files implicate everybody. Well, most people, okay, not everybody, but most people. So what I'm getting is that there's going to come a point when it gets to a fever pitch here in the United States. All right. Trump's going to eventually have to time it that when he declares the national emergency there's going to be more riots in the streets. Okay. All right. So what's probably going to happen is that he's going to declare a national emergency. He's going to sign an executive order for the voting, or he'll do, what is it called? What's the act? Well, no, what's the act?
Insurrection?
The Insurrection Act. Thank you.
Right.
He's either going to do the Insurrection Act or he's going to do some kind of executive order for the voting. And then there's going to be martial law. And that's when the rest of the Epstein, all of the unredacted will come out to the public. So then the white hats can come in and arrest all of our leaders. They have to time it precisely. Listen, I'm with Maren. Patience is not my virtue. I am not a patient person. However, I understand why they have to time this perfectly, because if they don't, it could be a fucking mess. It could really be a mess. So what I think is that everything's going to happen all at once, because think about it. If they release everything now, people are going to be going and wanting their heads on a platter, which I think they should. I think we should go back to like 100 years ago and we go in and we charge them and take them over. But that's just me.
Well, this whole
right. I'm ready with my pitchfork. I'll be with you.
The optics around Trump have been so awful lately, especially with regard to Israel and some of these other things we're talking about, certainly with the Epstein files. But I think this was a master stroke. I was watching, I think it was Benny Johnson, of all people, talking about how Joe Rogan found out he was in the Epstein files. And he was in the Epstein files because they tried to set him up to go have dinner with Jeffrey, and he said, hell no. Benny was in the Epstein files. So it's just sort of foreshadowing. It's like, of course, Trump is in the Epstein files. But did he go to the island? No. Did he do untoward things? God, I hope not. Doesn't look like it, No,
he
but
didn't.
This master stroke, all of this nonsense. I mean, even the annoying stuff with Pam Bondi, it got the left very, very interested in the Epstein files. And you have to ask yourself, why weren't they interested before? And even still, we're talking about child abuse. We're talking about the worst kind of child abuse, sexual abuse of children, rape, abduction, murder. They didn't seem to care. But what they cared about was getting Trump. And so I think this exposes them on a whole nother level. Both to everyone and to themselves. I think a lot of people are going to have to wake up out of that. No one wants to be associated with that. That's the lowest of the low. I think it's kind of a master stroke.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get to the point where, well, yeah, of course Trump was involved. He was an FBI informant against Epstein from the beginning. We know that's, or at least we think we know that's true. Is there anything else? Who knows? I don't think so.
No, you're right. They've proven they've can't come out and they've had police reports, and police have testified that Trump was the only one that called the police and reported Epstein a while back. He
2006.
Yeah, 2006. Exactly, Joe. 2006. He barred him from Mar-a-Lago.
They found a way to drag the left into this exploration of what this demon Epstein, and I think the most interesting part of this whole thing is going to be when Epstein provides his own testimony, and that's coming.
The
Exactly.
first arrest will shock the world.
Yeah.
You know, I told you, or I told everybody, I think in 2017, Joe, something like that was early, or no. When did Epstein allegedly hang himself? That was in 2020.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
2019.
Yeah, and I said, you know, there's no, you don't kill the guy with the dead man switch. You don't do it. This guy had the ultimate dead man switch. There's no way.
Yeah.
And now we've got pictures of him with long hair and a beard walking around in Tel Aviv. And I used to say he's either in a penthouse in Tel Aviv or he's in a dark site with no
Oh,
doors
he's definitely alive. Yeah.
Scott did say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were
So-
pictures of him a while ago on Epstein on the actual island after he supposedly. I don't think there's anybody that thought, well, the sheeples do, but it came out in the Epstein files and was actually on Benny Johnson that the government admitted that the body that they used as Epstein was not Epstein.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, they look like a bunch of liars.
Yeah, it's right.
Well,
Hey, there's a question from, I find this so fit in here. Country boy 665.
Oh, country boy.
Hello,
I love
country
country
boy.
boy.
Yeah, it's question for the panel in a nutshell. What do you guys? There it is. What do you guys think? Scott, start with you.
What do I think about? Wait, Tristan,
What's keeping the global people from revolting against those in power right now?
Conditioning, I suppose. You know, I don't know. Fear of consequence is generally what does it, and we know there's no consequence now for these elites. Why should there be any for us? You know, look at how many arrests have there been. We've got. Think about Swalwell sleeps with a spy. He's on the intelligence committee and he's sleeping with a Chinese spy.
Fang.
Right. I mean, we could go down the list and enumerate all of these crimes. We could spend the rest of the night doing it and we'd run out of time. All of these crimes and no one has been accountable. That is a message, right? Trump said no one in defense of this country will be arrested, you know, for retaliating against this stuff. You know, we talk about this around here all the time, but yeah, that's where we're at. So, you know, I'm not advocating for violence necessarily, or anything along those lines. I'm just saying, you know, don't tolerate this shit. Don't participate in this shit. It's time to stand up. You know, you don't need to do it with picket signs and whistles and bullshit. You know, do it with your principles. Do it with your voice. Do it with your family members. Do it with your coworkers. Speak your mind. Change, change the news cycle. Change the social circle. Change all of this with the truth. Because until we're all in the truth, we got nothing. And, you know, the people on this screen that you're seeing right now, we live in the truth. And I'm telling you, it's incredibly liberating. It can be a bit painful. It can be a bit isolating.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't imagine living a lie like most of these people I see. I just can't even imagine. So, yeah, stand up and be counted.
Yeah,
Maren?
I agree. Well, I think that, you know, a lot of us, I know myself, again, echo chamber online. So I don't think people are quite rising yet because I don't think, like, even a lot of people don't even know about the files being out right now. Like, they don't see the things that we're seeing. They're just not really aware. So I don't think they're really, I don't know. I think that they're also in that stage of denial, kind of cognitive dissonance. There's a big wall of cognitive dissonance right now. So this is why I think they're dripping it out, and there's going to come another even bigger drop very soon, I feel. And, you know, eventually it will come to the point where I think that these people won't be able to walk the streets. I do think that's coming. I don't know.
Should be right now.
Happening. It's already happening. We're just not seeing it.
It's happening in other countries, but, you know, and this is why, you know, and I don't mean ever to be divisive. We need unity, but this is why it's so hard to be around asleep people, because at this point, you know, it feels to us like they're keeping us enslaved. You know, they are they want the tyrants. They're getting mad that we're calling out the tyrants. They beg for the poison. You know, they want the government. You know, it's really hard. You know, I feel like we're still in the awareness phase, and until we have enough of us, if we try to go out into the streets, they've weaponized our own people against us. The asleep masses. You know, the asleep masses will come after us more than the government will. So I don't know if we're quite there yet. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a comment over here while Scott goes on his date. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it says, I know exactly how pretentious this will sound, but I truly feel like a god walking among insects. And you know, and I think another way, like the reality that we're in, we've been through so much that, you know, I think we've all had to become very self-sufficient. I know, you know, like, and we'll get to this, but you know, I released a song today called Hug, and I recorded it a while back, but I didn't know how to do editing. We didn't have a channel, you know, but through all these trials and tribulations, it's forced us to I don't know, look inside ourselves, improve ourselves, do what we can to be better. And in the question was, why are we not revolting? Well, I think the four of us have been revolting, you know, either by doing shows like this, or, you know, you can go to Manifesting Maren's page and you can see her, you know, really trying to let people know what's going on. But as far like the four of us, we're not going to go out and do anything physically to these people. And I think that's, I mean, if you follow Q and you believe in Q, either in whole or in part, there's some beautiful orchestration going on behind the scenes. So there's a lot of people saying online that we're never going to see anyone arrested and all that. I do believe that we are, but I think what they're doing, this lollygagging and this hemming and hawing, they, like 107 talks about, humanity needs to get to a certain point. And when everybody is finally like, what is going on? And it's okay to see someone like Obama hanging on EBS, that's when they're allowing things to percolate a little bit longer. I mean, I think hang in there, guys. We're going to see people hung for this. But humanity, look, this still isn't even on the mainstream news yet. And so this is
exactly
Dave and Mark on News Treason with their other guests. They've talked about this. Like, you know, you have to, there was a point I was going to say, but in a nutshell, you know, it has to get to a certain point for people to really get involved. I'll come back to my point. So if you guys want to jump in, there's something that I was going to say that I'm forgetting right now. So
no, I want to ask, this might jog your memory. I'm wondering, like, so right now we have the Clintons in contempt of court for refusing a summons, right?
Right.
Surprise, surprise. They've also made the comment, if they go down, they're taking everybody down with them, which I just love. I think that's fantastic.
Do it.
Clinton body count.
Yeah, no, I don't follow mainstream, so I don't know what's being reported in mainstream. But from what I gather from the people that I encounter, is that, people are aware of this. As far as will people hang, well, didn't they already? You know, I mean, aren't we going to see? I mean, we've been kind of slow walked through something that demanded a hell of a lot more urgency. You know, you can't just sit on your hands with some of this stuff. I think a lot of this has been dealt with. I think the reason we're seeing it play out like this is because they are waiting. This is so sensitive. This will absolutely make people's heads explode.
Yeah.
So I think
exactly.
Yeah,
and not everybody is as strong as, you know, I understand like humanity can get through it, but some of these people forget that they haven't been prepped and primed and woken up slowly over the years like we all have. You just dump all of this onto a completely asleep person. Can you imagine what that's going to do to them?
Yeah.
9/11.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
People don't even
9/11, everybody was
intend
just
for
sort of
you.
nodding along. When I saw 9/11, I'm like, that is so obviously an inside job. I mean, you know, and people really kind of looked at me oddly for saying that, but it seemed obvious. Bin Laden, they take this guy out. This is the guy that played with George Bush on the White House lawn. All of a sudden, he's enemy number one, trying to, you know,
Right.
you perpetrate this massive attack on the United States that happens to benefit some folks, like
Yeah.
in some pretty big ways. Like, I mean, you know, we all know the story. I don't need to repeat it, but these things are obvious. It's this waiting for people to catch up. It's, and I don't think it's waiting for individuals to catch up. I think it has something to do with we collectively create the world around us, and how disruptive would it be if we would fracture our reality if we didn't kind of collect everybody's perception to some degree before we do
Yeah.
that, because it's so big. I mean, the emotional release of these things is huge. I mean, 9/11 was a huge loosh event, right? Any of these shootings, they're loosh events. All this emotion, they feed on that shit. So, but it does, it changes the fabric of our reality. We co-create our experience. We're in a holographic lattice, and that we drive
Yeah.
energy. So
Yep.
that standpoint, I think that's kind of why it's being doled out in the way that it's being doled out. But
It's the level of consciousness. That's, I think, what it is. I mean, I think there are a few reasons why people aren't in the streets. First of all, mainstream media. If they got rid of mainstream media, all right, we would wake up really quick.
Well, no, that
I
was
mean,
my
they
point. That was my
Yes.
point. So this is what they talked about. If part of the awakening process is everyone has to have their own aha moment. And for some, it will be, why is the mainstream media not reporting on the Epstein files? And so that's why they're keeping it going, so people can see that there's two different worlds, at least, of the information. So thank you. Yeah, that did jog my memory.
Yeah. And also, too, when we talk about we've been brainwashed, okay? How are you going to, for instance, I was trying to explain to my family about cloning. How are we supposed to let people know that we are seeing clones and lookalikes and doubles, and that there's demonic entities and there's reptilians, and there are people that are half hybrids, half breeds, whatever. If they're not at the level of consciousness and their spiritual evolution to believe it, these people don't believe in this shit. They're still brainwashed religious people. And I'm sorry, nothing. I'm a recovering Catholic too, Joe. Okay. And I love God and Jesus, but I'm not down with religion. I read my Bible. I'm not down with religion. But there are a lot of people that are religious fanatics, or they've been brainwashed by religion. And as much as I love Yeshua, Christianity is the worst, that think all extraterrestrials are demons. They don't get it. No, not all extraterrestrials are demons. They don't even they still believe that there's humans and that's it. They don't even know all of the many entities and extraterrestrial and non and the all the things that are real. So how are we supposed to let people wake up if they don't even know what's real and what's not? They don't even know the concept of clones. They don't understand. They read a Bible and they say, oh, okay, well, Satan, Satan rules the world and rules the world, and all these supernatural metaphysical things happened 3,000 years ago, but they're too dumb and indoctrinated and sheeple to believe that it happens now. So it's like they have to. I do think that the disclosure about extraterrestrials and the disclosure about space and the galactics has to happen, because they don't even understand the concept of these beings, let alone, you know what I'm saying? There has to be a level of spiritual evolution in order for them to understand what reality is. And the mainstream media. And I'll say one more thing. Unfortunately, we become a very self-centered and selfish society. If it doesn't involve me or impact me, I don't give a shit.
Yep.
People would rather they look at people getting beaten up instead of, like, I'm the type of person, if I see anyone getting beaten up, I'm going to go in and I'm going to fight, even put myself to a detriment. but our society, they would rather videotape it and watch it on their fucking phones than do something about it. They're
Yep.
completely self-absorbed and distracted,
Hey
unfortunately.
guys, I got about 5% battery left and nowhere to plug in, so I might be
Well,
leaving.
Scott, do you want to respond to that? Because you looks like you had something to say.
Well, I mean, I do in a variety of ways. I mean, I'm being
Go
in,
till your battery dies, dude. Just have the floor.
yeah, being in the Phoenix area, you know, it's kind of turning point territory, and I've run into a lot of people that were really into it. The whole thing gave me the heebie-jeebies from the get-go, but you know, they're waking up fast because they're seeing. I mean, you know, how many videos have you seen of Erica Kirk with like the slitty eyes? You know, and she's implicated in. I mean, she was kicked out of Romania apparently for child trafficking. There's so much shit that's coming down the pike with that situation, and this was the backbone of a lot of people's religious, deep-held moral views, and now their worlds are shattered. And you know, I mean, that kind of shattering is really valuable, I think. You know, if it gives way to the truth. What do you think, Maren?
Yeah, I think every psyop pushed out is it's hitting different levels of wherever people are at, and it's causing millions of people to go down millions of rabbit holes. And we all know that one rabbit hole leads to hundreds of more. And that's what's going on. You know, speaking of like the Kirk thing, I mean, that just hit so many rabbit holes. It got people going down like what Israel runs the world rabbit hole. It got people going down psyop rabbit holes, false flags. Like, wait, they actually could fake things. Like, not saying that it was fake, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and now with Erica, like people, you know, are realizing stuff about like central casting and just all of these psyops get pushed out, and it breeds conversation, and conversation bred no matter what side you're on. And especially if you throw Trump's name in there, which is why they allowed the TDS to spread over these 6 years, because now they use it against them. Like, it's reverse psychology. Anything that people deem as conspiracy, or anything these liberals or asleep people won't look at, if you name drop Trump into it, it stirs their emotions so much that they'll go running looking for whatever it is that they're talking about. So when Trump says, "Oh, we're over the Epstein files," they went running berserk. Where are the Epstein files? Where are the Epstein files? It's absolutely genius. And when you see what's going on from that level, all was done before it began, or we wouldn't even be having this conversation. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
that's my perspective.
Mine too. Well said.
Yeah, I agree. I
Well,
agree.
you guys,
It's
I want to give you a proper send off before the battery kills me, because now I'm at 2%. I love you all, and I'm hoping to do another show with you soon. I think we're in a good space. I think we're in a frustrating space. It'll be frustrating for a minute, but holy shit, the other side of this is looking real good.
Yeah.
Real good. So
That's a great send off.
yeah,
That is a
All
great
right.
send off.
Yes, it's good seeing you.
Great
Good
seeing
seeing
you.
you. Gonna ride off into the sunset, cowboy.
Yes, where's your horse?
Yeah, my horse is waiting. All right, love you guys. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Too funny. Well, you got 2 chicks now, Joe. Aren't you lucky?
No, this is great. I'm glad he was able to join us, because yeah, you never know what the signal. What's been interesting too is, and Jordan has been having this issue, Jordan Clark, when we're sending the stream over to X, it says we're live, but it doesn't show on our actual page. So I removed ours. So thank you for coming over to either Rumble or YouTube. But yeah, there's just been some issues, and I did the whole thing where you have to remove your cookies and cache and all that stuff. So I don't know what's going on with X, but you know, we've all had to learn how to navigate around so many types of censorship, and whether it's, you know, doing these shows or going into a room, and you know, like when I meet people, like I'm not the first one to talk usually, because I kind of want to gauge where they're at. So, you know, Maren, what's it been like for you out in public before you, like, how is that for you? Do you kind of gauge to see if people are awake before you even say anything?
I go out in public.
Maybe you don't even do
I'm
that.
just kidding. I mean, no, I definitely feel it out. You know, I go in these phases. So when I first woke up to the evil shit, I was telling people, and people were not ready to hear it then. Then I was telling people about law of attraction, and I was like, everyone needs to know this. You can manifest your reality. That's why I made a YouTube channel, because I wanted everybody to know. But now, you know, I keep my mouth shut. I feel it out first. And if they start talking about something, then I'll like kind of feel it out, you know. So I don't go straight to the deep end like I used to anymore. I'm like, pump the
Right.
brakes.
Yeah. Lady D.
I'm with Maren. I don't go out that much. I'm a loner. I hibernate. All my friends, okay, let's put it this way. All my friends are in different states or in different countries. No
Yeah.
one around here is awake. And I was married. When I was married, you know, I'm going through a divorce right now, but I lived so many different places. And when I came back, I lost touch. So I don't really go out that much. And I kind of like that, because when you're working in the spiritual realm like I am, and I'm constantly reading people, it's very, if you notice that when you're open and you're empathic and intuitive, you absorb energy. So I notice when I go out in crowds, it's hard. I have to really come back and really do a lot of clearing. So I don't go out that much, because the only way for anyone, or for me, myself specifically, to protect your energy is to not be around that many people. But when I do talk to people, I don't bring it up. I will tell you, though, I used to not want to make waves, but if someone talks bad about Trump, or says anything about bullshit, I just let him have it. I don't care. I speak my truth. I don't care if people like me anymore. About, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, there were anti-ICE protesters in my town. I pulled over and I'm like, what? I knew what they were protesting, but I asked them. And, you know, and I'm like, why are you protesting? I'm like, it was okay for Obama to deport 4 million people, but it's not okay for Trump. And they're like, it's not about that. It's about the fact that the military are in the streets. I said, well, if there weren't assholes like you that were getting in front of ICE and impeding ICE, they wouldn't have to militarize our cities, would they? So
Right.
I find it better that I don't converse and be at large groups of people, because I'm at the point now, I never had a filter, but I certainly don't have one now. And I just don't give a shit. I let it rip. I let it rip. All right. I'm done with the foolishness. People know me. You either love me or hate me. I don't give a shit. My thing is that if you're not giving me an orgasm or paying my bills, this is what I think. This is what I think about. Zero about your opinion of me.
Well, the reason I bring that up, I sent you a link in the chat. Can you tell me if you see that? There's a summit.
Chat? Oh,
It's called the Awakening Summit. So if we could share that, there's an event that Scott and I are going to be at in New York in April, and we'd love, hopefully Lady D can be there. It's April, I think, 25th and 26th.
Yeah, you asked me about this. I will. Yeah, wasn't I supposed to speak or something, or somebody's supposed to?
I don't know if I put you in touch with Alyssa or not. I think they're still getting some of the speakers together. But yeah, check it out. I think if you scroll down, you might be able to see who's going to be there. Yeah, there you go. So if
Derek Johnson.
Yeah, hit view all speakers. That way, it's it's a little woo-woo stuff. It's a little, it's a little bit of everything. So these are the folks that are going to be at this summit, and anyone in New York, Boston, the Northeast, we're letting folks know about it now, because you can see who's going to be there.
I love it. Carrie Cassidy, love it. There you are. Lisa, I have to hook up with her. I have her. You gave me her phone number. There's a lot of good people.
How close to New York are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a few. Oh, and Lewis Herms, we gotta love you. I'm about a couple hours.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, a couple, depending on. I'm in Massachusetts, so, and Derek Johnson, you got some great people.
Dr. Dan Helper Hayes, she just came on board.
Oh, wow. Yeah, she's a former advisor to Donald Trump's White House transition team. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, folks. All right, I'm going to put this in the chat. I'll also, after the show is over, I'll link it underneath the show. Definitely, we want to check this out. Absolutely. And I'm going to put the link in the chat as well.
Yeah.
I wish I could see the chat.
There hasn't been a whole lot of events, you know, in the Northeast. You know, Lewis Herms had the Truth Tour and the Unity Tour that went through that. But that's what the two ladies are doing it, Donna and Alyssa. So yeah, I thought I would definitely share that with folks because it's really, there's something really amazing that happens when you meet people in person.
I know. I want to do one in Florida. There's so many people in the truth movement in Florida.
There really are.
So I want to go to something because I think the last time you guys were here for that, I didn't get to go, but
yeah, there was, then we were going
to love to meet like Rambo and Dave and all of those guys live here now. And that would be cool. Yeah.
They've been having some events. In fact, then there's another event called Thread Fest that's happening in, I think, the Dallas area. And that's at the end of March. And Scott and I are going to be there as well. So there's some cool events, but I know that, Florida, there's been a lot of great events down there. I definitely want to get down there. Seems like we're doing like one event a month now, starting in the spring.
Yeah,
so
you guys are always traveling around.
Yeah.
Well, what's been cool is we have some sponsors and there's been some changes in our lives, so we're able to do it, and we're beyond thankful because Scott and I never really thought we'd, you know, the goal of this was never to really make. This is what we thought. We're going to get some gold and silver and some XRP. And this is in 2020. And because we didn't start the channel until summer of 2022. And I think part of the reason for starting the show is we thought all this stuff. I mean, I was telling my family, my sister-in-law specifically, I think in spring of 2020, I'm like, Tom Hanks he's dead. He's gone. I didn't know that only now maybe this will start being dripped out.
Right. We didn't know the timeline. Yeah.
No. Yeah. And so I've just kind of like cowered because she'll bring things up like a year ago. She said, hey, here's my friend and Tom Hanks over in Sun Valley, Joe. Kind of like, boy, were you off? And I'm just like, I'm just like, yeah. I don't even know how I responded, but it was like, well, I really don't know what to say because she's not going to believe that that's either Tom Hanks's brother or a clone.
Right.
And I have no clue about that, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's been a little weird. I thought we were, I guess, you know, what Maren was saying a bit ago is I thought we were supposed to let people know what was going on because they were going to be hearing about it in the next month or two to give them a little prep. And then it drug on another 6 years. So it's been a little awkward at times to be on the forefront of this, you know, to be perfectly honest with people. No one's calling us up and saying, hey, you guys are right above the target. No one does that.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Well, that's why I just don't even care anymore because it's like conspiracy theories start batting, 300 zips. So I'm just like screaming. I've been blowing up Instagram the past couple of weeks and I just don't, not that I ever cared before. I've been looking crazy for a decade, but now I'm just like letting it rip even more. Well, because you know what? I think that they released the darkest rabbit hole first so that people understand, like, if that's true, okay, what else have they lied about? What else is true? And that's what's happening. And now, it seems they've lifted a lot of shadow bans online. And, I've never had more traction on my Instagram than I have the last couple weeks. It's insane.
Oh, so that's when that started. Okay. Because, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
YouTube,
and
not so much.
Didn't someone just follow you that was
I'm getting so many follows I can't even keep up with it, but it's weird because this is my 5th page and usually like every single post that I make is shadow banned, but I do think that the Alliance has control, and the posts of mine that are getting pushed out really, really hard right now are all about the art of war and about like why certain things look one way, but actually this is happening. And like, I don't know, but that's what's being pushed out in like Trump's role in all of it. So I feel like they're making those posts go out into the algorithm now more than ever. So it's just interesting, just things I notice from being so censored. I really notice when something is not censored because, usually I get 10 likes on something, now I'm getting 800, 900, I'm getting 1,000 shares, you know, I'm getting this.
Oh,
So they
wow.
must want these things to get pushed out, which isn't a large amount by any means, but I'm
Yeah,
just
but
saying
for
for,
you-
for my shadow band ass, it's a lot.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So
There's a
something's changed. Something changed on social media.
yeah. I haven't noticed it that much yet with
I haven't
ours.
noticed it on YouTube. YouTube, I mean, they shadow ban me all the time. I've had
Oh,
over
I know.
over 1 million people go to my YouTube channel, and I have less than 6,000. That doesn't add up.
Did
No.
they bring back your old TruthStream? Didn't they delete your guys' really big channel?
They did. Well, it wasn't real big. It was 3,200 or something like that. But yeah, that's the one that was our biggest channel. But
No,
yeah,
they
we
didn't,
got it
because I know they're bringing back all of these channels right now. So I was
Yeah.
wondering if they brought yours back.
We did.
Your
We
first
did come back. That's why, yeah, we are on YouTube, but we don't. Well, we've been more airing more stuff now. But like, what happened was we were co-streaming a show, and I think the show started with a bunch of Metallica music. And if you're streaming it live from StreamYard, then and there's copyright material, they've brought in the whole show down. So that's why we haven't really pushed our YouTube much, because we've had shows literally disappear in the middle of doing the stream. So basically what I'll do is I take the file and then I try and upload it within the next couple days if I can. But yeah, our lives are typically on Rumble and sometimes Facebook and X. But there was a comment that came through I want to read, which backs this up. Allison Goodwin, I stood next to a 5'9" fake Tom Hanks in a store in Sun Valley, Idaho 2 years ago. I think this is when this is so weird. I think this is when this happened. What was weird is the voice tech has nailed it. The actors and clones sound the same. Then the other part further down is Tom Hanks, who I've met, was 6'1". What a comment. Thank you for that, Allison, because I didn't see any of this. And now we have an inside scoop. See, that's why these shows are really a communal event. It's very important to interact. Thank you.
Yep. And we all know that I've dealt with, I've met the clone of Bono's clone, and I will tell you that not all of them have nailed it, because if you go, and I know I wasn't going to talk about Bono, but we'll talk about the fake Bono. The fake Bono, if you go and watch the old Bono from 1987 and 1988 until now, the voice is not the same. It doesn't look the same. So not all the clones look and sound the same. There's a big difference between the real Bono and fake Bono. But there is a couple of questions here. I'm on X. Maren, are you on X? I put your Instagram and I put your YouTube channel. And Scott and Joe, I have your was it X? What is that link? The something tree link with all your
our link tree has all of our social media.
And Maren, are you on X?
No, the only thing that I'm active on right now is Instagram. I don't even really use YouTube either, but I do have my YouTube channel, of course.
Yeah. So the way to get in touch with all of our social media links, Maren's, mine, Scott and Joe's, underneath the description of this video. And no, Scott has not left anybody from anybody. He was on earlier, but he ran out of juice, and so he had to leave us. But no one's left anyone. They're still together.
No, so Scott, so TruthStream literally started in Scott's Airstream, and Scott's Airstream is on a dear friend's property in Washington State. And since we've met Matt Geiger from Verity Metals, Scott's actually now working with Matt because Matt's gotten busy and needs the help, which is cool. So Scott's now living with Matt because he's now in a home. There's sun, there's pool, there's warm weather. So, just like we've talked about, Scott and I basically took all of our resources and put them into gold and silver and XRP. And this was like 5-6 years ago. And we didn't know how long anything was going to take. So we've just kind of been living really, really minimally for 6 years. And if we had any overhead or bills, we couldn't have done what we've done, because we didn't want to then sell our stuff to then and then have it go up. Because I mean, as long as we can live minimally, which we've been doing, we're fine. So that's why Scott and I are not together on the show as much anymore, because he's down there and I've been taking a big step back because I've been helping my mom and her health, and I've been working on more music and videos and things like that. You know, I was really into film and music and acting for many years, and you know, took a step back from that because the last thing I wanted to do once I heard about children being trafficked was act. It's the last thing I want to do. And right now it's about being authentic. And so I love acting, but I would never do it to sacrifice my integrity and do anything that these Hollywood pieces of crap have done. So,
Well, we're going to need all new actors. So there you go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And if people want to see, if you guys go to our link tree, we made a film in, I think, 2010. My niece is in it. She plays my daughter. Scott did the director of photography. I was the main actor in it. And then I did a lot of the music score from it. In fact, there's some I did some singing in that too. I need to make that into a music video. So I'm kind of going through a lot of my I guess catalog, if you will, and finally bringing it out because I feel it's time to shine now. I mean, we've been in the dark for a long time, and I just don't want to live there anymore.
Yeah.
Right. And the music industry and there's people like us, we're going to be taking back the music industry when it's gone from the demonics, as well as Hollywood. Hollywood, all the celebrities are going to fall, and all the entertainment, because you think about it, creativity comes from God. All these demons, they can't create. They take godly people like us that have souls that can create. Because that's why I mean, there's one thing that the demons can't do, and Satan and all the Luciferians can't do, the Satanists. They can't create. Creation comes from God. So we're going to be taking back Hollywood, the music industry. It's people like us. So when all of those demons, they're arrested or they're hung or whatever happens, if they're obliterated, because I do feel at a certain point the vibration of the earth is going to raise to a certain point that they're all not going to be able to be here anymore because it's going to be too high of a vibration. It's going to be people like us, the musicians, the singers, like Joe and me, the singers, and all the people that act. We're all going to take back the entertainment industry, and it's going to go back to God and the light, 100%.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's weird to think. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, I'll let people know. There's so many times. I mean, it's taken conversations with Lisa Schermerhorn that I've had. There's so many times like I haven't even felt like an artist at all because I just, you know, there's very little support. If you don't have like a breakthrough something, you know, you can get support in little communities and niches, if you will. But when your friends abandon you because you're speaking about the children and they think you're insane, I've lost creative people that I did music with. You know, you just, and then our role models, our perception and view of what success is, you know, has been these bands that, at least mine, there's these bands that get together, whether it's an REM or U2 or In Excess or what have you. And, you know, there's 4 or 5 people ish, and then they're putting out albums and they're touring the world. Like, if you don't have that in your 20s, and then for me now, you know, I'm definitely not in my 40s anymore. You just kind of feel like, well, am I good at this, or is this delusions of grandeur? Like, you don't even know what's real sometimes. And I think the other thing is, if sometimes you need feedback from people, because if you're if you think something is bad, it might be, or you think you're the only one that thinks it's good, you kind of need to gauge and work off people sometimes to have some kind of idea as to where your stuff, because you're too close to it, right? If you're only seeing it through your eyes, it's hard to, you know, that's why we need constructive criticism from people. So it's kind of been a weird thing for the 30 years that I've been doing art off and on, because you don't even know where it lies, right? What's your audience?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. but the thing is that even if you were the best of the best, people like us were never going to make it the way it is now. We're meant to be part of the new industry. I get what you're saying.
Right.
So
No, I get that now.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. I have no idea.
I know. You thought there was something wrong with you. You thought, oh, I'm a loser, or not a loser. I just don't have what it takes. I wasn't meant to do this.
You know, why am I so driven to do it? But is the juice worth the squeeze? And now looking back, yeah, it was God putting me through a lot of trials and tribulations. Like, what motivates you to do this? And it's like, because, you know, I want to do this if this is truly like one of my gifts. I don't really, it's not worth doing all this if it's just for me to watch it. I mean, I don't care that much. Right. So anyway, but yeah, so I got about 15 minutes left or so before I have to go do a few things with the fam. But should we play the song?
Yeah, absolutely. So bring it up. Do you have it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll bring it up on my Rumble channel so people know where to watch it. So let me pull this up here.
And are you going to share the screen, or do you want me to share the screen?
Yeah, I'll share the screen. That's
okay.
Okay. So let me make sure. Okay. So I'll do this.
And this is it was debuted on I saw it on your YouTube, TRUTHSTREAM YouTube, but here we go. All right.
Yeah. Is it up there? Okay. Yeah. So I'll hit play and make it bigger. And so this is a song. It's a love song for humanity. That's essentially what it is in a nutshell. And so here we go, guys. I will play this, and I'll mute myself too, in case it.
I will too.
Okay. Here we go.
I miss you, my God, I miss you, and all the tears I've wept have filled my tissue. I'm as close as I can be for now. And I'm not sure when or even how. Can I see you again? Will I see you again? Yes, I'll see you again. I know I'll see you again. Yes, I will. I can send this as a hug, like a bridge across the great divide. I can send this as a hug, a warm embrace to keep hope alive. This is my hug. A touch of grace from the other side. I missed you. If only you knew I miss you. And all the love in the world, may it kiss you. For me, I'm as close as I can be for now. And I'm not sure when or even how. Can I see you again? Will I see you again? Yes, I'll see you again. I know I'll see you again. Yes, I will. I can send this as a hug, like a bridge across a great divide. I can only send this as a hug, a warm embrace to keep hope alive. This is my hug. A touch of grace from the other side. This is my hug. This is my hug.
I loved it.
It's really good.
Well, thank
Very,
you.
very nice.
I felt it's a good day to release it, right?
Yes, it's Valentine's Day, and Valentine's Day is a lot more than just romantic love. We have all kinds of love.
Yeah, animals, parents, grandparents. There's a lot to, yeah, and that's the thing. I was trying to capture a little bit of all of that in there. And and as a reminder, like really the 2020 is when what why I wrote this song, because of the whole, hugging people with plastic and all that stuff. And we can't forget that. Like, look what they got people to believe and buy into. Thank you for the compliment. Someone else said it sounded like Neil Diamond today.
Yeah.
I grew up on Neil Diamond, and God knows what his backstory was in reality. I don't think I want to know right now if I hear that about that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. You don't want to know.
Yeah.
You got all good reviews in the chat, Joe.
Good. Well, thanks. Yeah, a lot of work went into it. So it takes, a song for me is like a birthing process. It takes a lot. I don't just like speak into AI and make a song. So.
Well, and that video is gonna hit a lot of people too, because so many people went through stuff like that too.
Yeah. Simple as a hug, not being touched. Humans need touch.
Yeah. It's amazing what they got people to believe. So it's an honor to do that. And thank you for the comments, guys. It keeps me going, because these songs take, the ones that I have released. I've been releasing about a song a year. It's about 100 hours or so for the song, because we're not really working with a lot of. I work with my friend Steve, and he's an amazing musician, but we do it in the basement of his house, in his studio, because there's not a lot of awake musicians that I know in the Northwest. And so it's been a little bit isolating, because if you're pouring your heart into something, like, for example, there's a woman that sang on Freedom Now, the song I put out in 2021, and she was watching the video with her dad, and I don't know if they turned it off or what, but she had no idea I was going to flash up, the Clinton, Bush, and Obama when it came to some of the lyrics. And they were beside themselves, because when she recorded it, she didn't know really that I was going to make the video that kind of showcased what was going on. Because when you use visuals, it helps clarify usually some of the intention. So I just remember telling her, it was now about 5 years ago, I said, at some point you're going to connect with why I made this song. I don't know if she's there yet, but and these are time capsules as well. So,
yep.
Musicians are so very asleep, like not Hollywood, but just, and working at a concert venue, it's crazy how the music industry in that world, it's just very, very, very asleep. Almost every single concert starts with them chanting "fuck Trump" or something along that lines. Yeah, and I'm in Florida and they're doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a guy I love him playing live. His name's Andy Frasco, amazing live performer. He's doing the F Ice thing, the singer of the Revivalists. Dave Matthews is talking about all this stuff, and it's just like, wow, and with Dave, I mean, he has an album called Some Devil. So you just start wondering who's writing these songs, who's playing the guitar, has he been replaced? I mean, and this is stuff I can't really talk to people about. It sounds, it's way out there, but yeah, it's hard to, in this industry, like and here's another thing. There's an amazing band called the Manchester Orchestra. I mean, and they're from the States, but they love the sound of, the English music, and they wanted to have that full sound of an orchestra. They've been around 20 years. Incredible band.
They've come to my work before. Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, well, the drummer just died today at 42,
oh, wow.
47. Well, what you wonder why he died suddenly. So how did the drummer die?
Right. Well, we all know what suddenly is.
Exactly. And so, all these guys have been completely brainwashed, whatever level they're at in this industry, to do that to themselves. And it's really unfortunate. I made a post like, obviously he died suddenly. If anyone doesn't understand what that is, leave a comment and we'll help clarify. I'm not going to put that right on the first comment, but yeah, it's really sad. So it's going to be interesting to see how all this plays out, because so many of these musicians, it's the going narrative, and they can't really speak out because then they might lose their jobs and their livelihood and playing with the band that they've worked with for decades.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Grammys. They all had to say they wore the what was it? Renee Good, what is it? Something about Renee Good, and then they're all with, they're like no to ice. It's like they all have to. They're made to tout that narrative. They have to, or they won't have careers, and it's disgusting.
Definitely. You know why they hate ICE? ICE just rescued over 3,000 kids in Minnesota from trafficking. Yep. So ICE is the division that rescues trafficked kids. This is why Hollywood and the mainstream media hates ICE, because they are the customers getting the fucking kids.
Yep.
So hello, all these, and then you have these liberals in society, like these little influencers posting anti-ICE stuff. Why are you not posting stuff now? You just found out your favorite celebrity eats children. Where's your little virtue signal post now? It's just
speaking of which, I actually bookmarked this because I wanted to show this. Speaking of that, here's a little clip. That says exactly what you just said. Hold on 1 second.
People piss me the fuck off. I'm like, your priorities are all wrong. You're protecting pedophiles and not the children. Like, this is what CNN makes people do.
Yeah. Oh, this one's good. Yeah, play this one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen this.
You're gonna appreciate this one.
And then they come out. You guys will protest literally everything, and then they come out and they say that they eat babies and nobody's protesting. Like, what's the criteria to go protest for something nowadays? Because obviously eating babies isn't, the threshold. No, like, I'm actually curious, because you guys will sit there and protest who's in office and who gets voted up and to be a higher power. But when they eat kids, you guys just don't care. I'm not a protester because I don't really care about things I can't control, and standing out in the street isn't gonna do anything. But to the people who like to protest, like, you're not protesting the higher ups eating kids.
I mean, perfectly said.
Right? Hello.
Yep.
And this is how you know everybody's a fucking sellout, because they're getting paid to post this shit. To be like, oh, fuck ICE, because I have 50,000 followers. Now go buy my face cream after I tell you to go fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up and just go sell your cream. Nobody's following you for politics, okay?
Right. They're more concerned about protesting for people, for illegal invaders that don't give a fuck about them. Do you think any of these Guatemalan, whatever, Somali, any of these people that are illegal, do you think that they give a shit that they would protest for any legal American citizen? No, they wouldn't. They don't give a shit. All right. But they will protest for that. They'll protest against Trump because they're brainwashed sheeples, but they won't protest against this. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, first of all, ICE is, we've had ICE for how many years? Every government has borders. They didn't give a shit when Obama did it, but when Orange Man does it, it's bad. I'm
pretty sure
beyond it.
every single one of them deported more than Trump.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they called Obama the deporter in chief. They called Obama the deporter in chief. But that's okay because it was Obama, but not Trump. I have
because it's proof that these people just get mad at anything that the news tells them to. They are strictly a hive mind connected to propaganda. Like these people like in society that are still like this, it's crazy. And there are really people, I know them personally, who are still like this. And you know, the events that are happening on the world stage that's waking up a large portion of people, it's doing the opposite to a small portion of people. It's making them further asleep, dig their heels in further. It's like, it's crazy to watch that side of things too.
Yep. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Well, we're going on 2 hours now.
Yeah, my phone's about to die too.
All right, and Joe has to go. So
I was trying to get I want Gigi to say hi. Come here, Gigi.
Oh, Gigi. So last words, Miss Maren, before we go. What do you have to say to the public? Oh, there's Gigi. Oh, hi, Gigi.
Oh. Look at her little human eyes.
Yeah, she has little green eyes. There we go.
Hi, Gigi. Oh.
Yeah.
Little spirit guides.
Oh, she can give you a kiss? No.
Well.
All right, last words. I'll let Maren go first, and then ladies first, and then we'll have Joe go. What say you, Miss Maren? What do you want? What last words do you want to say to the public?
I cannot stress this enough. There is so much black pilling and negative crap floating around. And like you were saying, Lady D, we are the creators. And the people at the top know this. That is why they are pushing out these black pilling pages to sit there and say, there's no hope, doom and gloom, we lose, new world order's happening no matter what. Like, those posts are putting millions of people in fear. They are being mouthpieces for the cabal without knowing it. So just know that that is happening on purpose. They are squashing pages like mine that talk about hope and pushing out the doom and gloom. So if it's putting you in fear, just know that they're doing that. Keep the faith, you guys. Hope is a higher vibration than fear. Fear is how they always win. Fear is how they control the masses. They know that. We know that. Don't be in fear. We did not come here to be shoved into FEMA camps. We came here, and we all remember this deep down. We know we came here for this. You know, there's good things coming. We did not come here just to be, you know, governed to death. That is not why we are here. So keep the faith, keep your light on, be the light for other people right now, because that's also why you are here. And that's all I got to say.
I love it. I love it. Well spoken. And my brother from another mother, Joe, what do you have to say to the peeps before we go?
Well, I'm just so glad that you reached out to Scott and I and Maren to put this show together. And
it's
host
actually Maren's idea, but that's
okay.
okay.
Okay. I was wondering when I had that. So thank you, Maren.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a great time. You know, today's Valentine's Day. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of great things to be thankful for. And, you know, what we focus on is what we give our power to. So think of the good things, focus on your health and positivity. I mean, and if you guys have been on this journey for this long, I mean, yeah, there's going to be some trials and tribulations, but I think for the most part, we're through the really heavy stuff personally, but now we're going to be asked to be there for friends and family that are realizing that we're not crazy and that this is real. And so it's been an amazing journey to be doing this and to be out there and you know, I have no idea who really watches TRUTHSTREAM. There's not a lot of on Rumble, at least, which most of our followers are on, we can't, it doesn't really say like YouTube, oh, you have viewers here and you have viewers there. And with the shadow banning, I mean, we could have a lot more that watch us. I really don't know. But the bottom line is, you know, whoever's watched shows like this and our shows, it's an honor to do this work. Thank you to the chat for participating. And these comments are great because they help us figure certain things out, like whether it's the Tom Hanks height or what have you. So, and if you guys are into the music and the art, like I said, go to our link tree. I think I have probably 5 or 6 music videos on there. I just redid Over the Rainbow, a very acoustic performance on that I released last month. And so, yeah, check it out. Listen on the streaming platforms because, you know, it helps get it spread out to more people. And hopefully this inspires more artists out there to start throwing their hat in the ring. It doesn't matter what age you are, because beautiful art is beautiful art. So hopefully that this can be an inspiration to people. So thank you guys both for having me on the show.
I love it. Well, it's an honor and a privilege to have you on. And Scott, if you're still watching, I'm sorry that your battery ran out and he couldn't plug in. First of all, Joe, you and I are going to have to do some kind of song together. All right. It's in the works. We're going to have to do it. It's in the works. Absolutely. I just want to say that you both are phenomenal. And I'm so very honored to have you as a brother and sister. I consider you like my brothers and sisters. I've noticed that a lot of the people, it's like the people that aren't related to me by blood understand me and know me better and care for me more. So I just love you both. I love Scott. I love everyone in the chat. And I will second everything that they said. Right now, it's all about vibration wars. It's frequency wars. Where you put your attention is where you go. Don't give them any loosh. We take our power by our attention, by happiness. They want us. There's so many. I'm convinced there are so many people that are in the truther community that work for the 3-letter organizations. And I agree with Maren. If there's any dark, like black pillar, doom and gloom, turn them off. Yes. We won this. God won. They want us to bring down. They want us to stop. They don't want us to fight. They want us to be brainwashed sheeples. So don't give them your time and attention. Just know that you won. You're in charge of your vibration. And we got this. We got this. All right. We got this. You don't want to focus on negativity. We don't want to focus on black pills. Whoever's saying that there's going to be a nuclear war or this and that, they're full of shit. And whoever tells you that certain dates, certain things are going to happen, they're full of shit because no one knows. Okay, no one knows. So Amen. Just keep the faith, and it's all about your vibration. You can control your focus. There's a lot of things that we can't control in this world, in this life, but you can choose where you focus your attention. So don't give them any attention. That's all I have to say.
Well said.
And happy Valentine's Day. All right, let's do this again very, very soon.
Yes, thank you for hosting. You always do such a good job, Lady D.
You do.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I love you guys. All right, so until next time, keep the faith, guys, and make sure you go below. I'm sure you're all following Joe and Scott, but make sure you follow Manifesting Maren. Yeah. Go to their follow everything and make sure
if you want to follow her if you're watching on our channel.
Yes. Oh yeah, and just so you know, that wonderful video that Joe we put on that's on, where is that located? It's on your YouTube.
And yeah, it's on our Rumble, YouTube. I got to put it on the other YouTube. Yeah, our Instagram, X. It's on all our social media. I just uploaded on every one of them today. So yeah, if you like it, especially on X or Instagram, share it, because those are platforms that it could get some legs and more people can maybe heal. I mean, the whole point, I mean, I don't necessarily do Christian type music, but we are in a spiritual battle. So I feel it's really appropriate to have that in there. And people need healing right now. And yeah, I'll be doing other types of songs, but right now this is what's being called for. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad you're being baptized. All right, folks, until next time, What were you going to say? We're going to say something, Joe, about being baptized?
No, I'm in a good space. It's nice to be in a good space.
I love it. Well, I mean, like you said, we're already warriors of Christ. You might as well make it official,
Might
right?
as well get baptized. Yeah. Why not?
Water is very, very high vibrational.
Yes.
All right,
All
folks.
right.
Bye.
Bye.